All right, welcome to your spiritual world news reading. What's really good? We up in the space station. So check it out. All right, let me read to you what's going on up in the universe. Okay? It's going to be brief. So we about to head into the new moon on Tuesday, right? And the moon is going to be in Pisces apparently. All right? So this is the first phase of the moon is new. All right, so okay, so a little bit of background. Mercury is headed into Aries. All right, and then like I said, the moon into Pisces. So check this out. Okay, let me talk about the new moon for a minute here. First quarter, the first quarter begins when the moon and the sun are conjunct one another in the sky. At the beginning of the phase, the moon is invisible. Okay? Hidden by the brightness of the sun as they travel together. The moon is often said to be in her dark phase, okay, when she is just new. The new moon can't actually be seen until 5.5 to 12 hours after its birth. Okay, I find that to be interesting wording, all of these things. Toward the end of the first quarter phase, as the moon pulls farther away from the sun and begins to wax toward the second quarter stage, which is the half moon, a delicate crescent appears. This time corresponds to all new beginnings. This is the best time to begin a project. All right, pow, that's what's going on up in our local neighborhood. Okay, fantastic. So let's find out what the ancestors and the creators see that they don't like. They don't like it. Okay, we don't like it. We got to do something about it right now. Has to begin right now. What you see that you don't like, then we need to do something about it. Talk about it. Okay, to the children of God. Okay, fantastic. We don't like this right here. Kindness, okay. All right, being too kind. All right, okay. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through our connection to source. So let's find out what they mean by that, because are we being too kind or we're not being kind enough? Okay, let's find out a little more by what how do we fix this? You know, your interpretation, ancestors, creator. How do you fix whatever you mean by that? Give us some more context. What do you want to see more of to fix this issue right here? All right, well, we need more of this to fix that. Third chakra. Oh, aha. So perhaps we are being over nice to somebody or to people, whatever. Excuse my nails. I have paint. It's not dirt, it's paint. Okay, so the energy of the solar plexus helps us to realize who we are and who we want to be so we can set a course toward our goals. Now that's interesting because in the priesthood reading, I was saying, who are you? Knowing who you are and not being overkind. Oh man, I'm terrified. I don't ever want to be accused of being overkind. All right? I don't ever want to make that mistake. You feel me, people? Okay? Absolutely. Being overkind. Let's find out, because can we go into it a little bit, ancestors? What do you mean by this kindness and we don't like it? What are we saying? Okay. Deeper meaning. Uh-huh. And that's a lot of love, because that's the Queen of Cups energy right there. So she's very loving. Mm. Oh, it's not fair. It's not balanced. You know, you're being too kind. You really need to be meaner to people. I'm kidding. I don't know. Just hang on a second, okay? Because third chakra, all right, helps us to realize who we are and who we want to be. Okay. Go on. Justice, by the way. Okay. Taking control. All right. Okay, so I get a sensation of don't be afraid to hurt people's feelings as you handle your business, as you assert who you are and who you want to be. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're announcing it, verbally. But you can be, any combination of whatever that could take, the form of. All right. So let's go another floor down on kindness and not being too sweet, so sweet that we let ourselves be pushed around. I get the sensation. Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because who's running this place? From the space station point of view, looking at the Earth. You know what I mean? Like, who's running this place? Right, right. Because in the priesthood reading, it was all about running this place with all the emperor juice that was coming up in the new emperor and the new regime. You know what I'm saying? So perhaps, and then we was getting ready as well. I don't know if you saw that, but anyhow, I feel that it's connected, as it always is. And yeah, so we have to get ready to be running this place. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so the two readings really are just tied together in a meaningful way. All right, pal. Right, put some respect on my name. You see what I'm saying? Right. Also, sudden gain in the marketplace. The marketplace as an extension of the feminine's life-giving, energy. And the lightning that struck the tower, which, connects me over here to the justice card. Things have to be balanced, right? So you have to demand your share on whatever scale. You know what I mean? Especially in the context of who's running this place. Right. You better step up and start running this place. Look like here. Okay. Absolutely. Right. That's what I'm trying to do. Children of God. I know y'all trying to do that. So it is. So it is. All right. But don't worry about hurting people's feelings. Is what I'm getting here. Okay. Do the right thing. That's what you do. Okay? You do the right thing and you stand for that. Stand for the right thing. I get a self-love out of this thing. Self-respect, especially here and here. Right there. All right? Self-respect. Like also being like in right relationship with the ancestors. Like you move where the ancestors tell you to move. You don't be worried about other people's feelings. You don't never elevate other people's feelings over what God told you to do. Hello? Facts. And then when the ancestors come all the way, I want to say all the way over here to move you in the right direction, move in the right direction. Okay? It's where the karma's going to be balanced. It's where they don't have to come for your ass. Because remember the creatures in the forest. Remember the creatures in the forest? Okay. Can you see them? Pow. All right. They're waiting there to find out if they have to come for her. You see what I'm saying? So, okay. So do the right thing here. And that is whatever the ancestors tell you to do. And that's coming down from God, right? So, also self-respect, that's an act of self-respect as well. And that's an act of respect for the divine, for the ancestors. Because you can't be overkind. Very interesting. Right. You cannot allow yourself to be manipulated. Especially if it's a situation where you have to take a chance on breaking the universal laws here in the justice card, and then the forces of nature, causing that stormy weather, striking the tower, You know, like you don't want to be outside of God's acceptable realm of, universally law abiding citizens. Okay? Fantastic. All right? Because we're making it happen here. We're taking control of our own destiny. Okay? So you can't be sacrificing your destiny and what you got to do and where you being called to go in order to save and preserve somebody else's feelings. And speaking of feelings, that's a perfect segue because third chakra. Hello? The center of the emotions. So let's talk about it. It's beautiful, right? So pretty. So pretty. Right? Okay. So, alrighty then. Let's go further into that. Go into it. Ability to see root causes clearly. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do some more shuffling. Ability to see root causes clearly. Yes, making it happen. Because the magician figure, magician card. The ancestors have to come across the bridge. That's what he's doing. He's creating a bridge with the power of sound coming out of his drum. Right? And of course, his alchemical formulas. Right? That's the sound combinations he comes up with. There's formulas. And it opens up, I'm going to guess, this center right now. And builds a bridge connecting the ancestors. It's like, again, with the ancestors riding in the chariot car, they're riding the human. It's like they need to come through. You need to let them drive, because this third chakra energy really is what drives. You know what I mean? Your sense of personal power is in the third chakra. Your sense of, I can do it. I can get it done. All right, that's interesting. Authority and confidence in life. Yeah, and also being supportive to yourself. Like being solid in your own body, in your own skin. Okay, so we have I'm going to say emotional connection. That's what they would like to see more of. Stabilization around this. Okay, ability to see root causes clearly, because we have the Queen and the King of Pentacles here. And then, okay, we have the third chakra. Let's go further. Okay. All right. The road is clear. Doing what thou wilt. Right. Exactly. Doing what you want to do. There's a place and a time for that. This is apparently the place and the time for that. They want to see more of that going on. Because again, we're guided by the spirit here. Guided by the spirit here. Guided by the spirit here. Do you feel me? That's interesting. All right, let us go further. And we're walking a clear road, therefore, because we're guided by the spirit. We're listening to our higher calling, our higher consciousness, our higher minds. Okay, look at there. Divine calling, authority, and confidence. Yes, you are being called. Hello? So as you're asserting yourself and asserting who you are, I get the sensation of you have a right to be here, kind of thing. You have a right to be here because the Creator put you here. That's why. Hello? Right. The Creator put you here, so you have a right to be here. Just as much of a right as anybody else is the sensation that I'm getting here with the don't be overkind. Right? Because whoever can't live in peace, that's the problem on earth. Right. Anything else we can work out. You dig what I'm saying? But when it get to starting to taking people's peace and what they deserve to have and what God gave them, Now it's a problem. Now you are the problem, whoever is doing that behavior. Okay, fantastic. Let us go further. Mm-hmm. Because your authority comes from God here. We're doing what we want to do, right? But we know there's laws, right? There's rules to the shit, right? And as long as we're solid, we're in right relationship, atmosphere is peaceful, we have an authority and confidence in life. Like, in order to have that, you got to know a little bit about life, right? About the environment. So I get the sensation that this authority that you have in the environment comes from God. And you have to remember that when you're thinking about being too kind to people or not hurting people's feelings by certain who you are. No, I don't like that. No, I'm not going there. No, I don't want to do that. Or whatever that it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has to be respected. Okay, so go on. Okay, so we have a new beginning. Okay, potential for the future here in the new world. All right, we have a possible peace offering here. So there's some kind of equality I get, because Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, but there's some sort of disruptive energy here. And then we are asserting who we are. We want to turn that up. So I get the sensation that somebody previously did not want this equality. Maybe that's where this manipulation energy could possibly, like somebody manipulating you in order to, make you feel like being kind to them. And they know what they're doing. They're delaying you from stepping into your personal power and saying, okay, yeah, I'm done doing this. You know what I mean? Like, listen, feel however you want to feel about it. I'm done doing this. Now I'm doing that. Clear road, doing what thou wilt. You dig what I'm saying? So that's the pre-read right there. All right, so let's go deeper. Let's go into the full layout here and find out what we're dealing with. All right, bear with me. I'm coming, or, fast forward, whatever you want to do. All right, talk more about this. Go into this and what you've been seeing, ancestors, and what you want us to look at. And go with this, where you want us to go with this. Okay, so go on. Okay, abundant future, bloodline legacy. Exactly. Okay, so right, so something is set out for, the children of God. Something is set out for us. Go on. Right, but there's some sort of conflict. But something is telling us. So, but we're in conflict with it. Okay. Protecting what matters most. Also making dreams come true with the abundant future. Conflict with the emotional connection or the secrets of the deep. Get off on your floor. Yeah, okay, it looked like a connection. Okay, so this must be happening a lot. Okay, because something is telling us, and here where the ancestors boo. You see what I'm saying? Here where the ancestors boo. So it's like we're not believing ourselves, or we're having excuses for something, or somebody is making excuses for something, or somebody is trying to avoid a conflict. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can look at this differently. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, this looks good actually. This looks really good. Okay, so you have an abundant future that's part of your bloodline legacy. Okay, so the importance of that, according to my sensation, is that something was set out for you and meant for you. And God gave it to you and scheduled it to be given to you. Okay? The ancestors have a stake in this as well as part of the whole bloodline system. Okay? So the point being, you ought to have this. Like, you don't have the authority to turn down this gift. You dig what I'm saying? Like, of course you technically can, just like you technically can jump off a building. But you can't really technically not fall to your death. That's the part that you're not going to be able to avoid. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's the sensation that I'm getting, but not in the sense of, like, you know, that's what free will is. Like, free will is the free will to do what God say or don't do what God say, and to deal with the consequences. You know? And so in that sense, right? So I get the sensation that the importance of that is wherever your doubts are, is completely unnecessary, because it's really no other methodology to it. You obviously want to have a peaceful and enjoyable and abundant future. And the only way to do that is do what God say. End of story. You know what I'm saying? There's really nothing to go back and forth about. But what I feel here is that the uncertainty is coming up in the area of, am I getting this right? You know, is this really what I think it is? Or, you know, it's like that kind of thing. You know, so it's a believing your intuition, believing your experience, maybe. Okay? Because that's another third chakra energy, you know, experience, emotion. You know, that's kind of the same vibe, right? So, okay, cool. But also, we're making shit happen here. And then we're going after what we passionately want. So, this could be a case of being in conflict with trying again, or, you know, trying, yeah, again is what I want to say here, because many battles in that card. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the wounded warrior, and he's tired of battling. Matter of fact, he can't keep this up. This has to actually stop right now, you know? But because these problems still have to be solved, I just simply have to come up with some other alternative than the alternative of going out there and just stabbing motherfuckers in the neck. You know, like, nah, we got to come up with something that's a little bit more soothing and easy going. Okay? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Right, because you don't want to fight with these people. And that's why you're concerned about being nice and all of that. You know, because I'm going to guess you don't want to end up in a battle about no shit. Right? Because mutual respect, like cooperation, you know what I mean? But there's some conflict with this whole dynamic, with the emotional connection and the mutual respect and the partnership on whatever scale that is manifesting on whatever, you know, in whatever way. There's some kind of conflict between this bloodline legacy, going after what you passionately want, making your dreams come true business. And it really has to do with your self approval, your self validation. Like, your self validation, for instance, I'm getting the sensation, will then change the next things that happen. It'll be like a butterfly effect type of thing, except you're not back in time. You're just in the present moment, being intelligent enough to know how reality works, you know? So that's not to say anyone's dumb. That's just to say you have that much more information, right? So, because I get a sense of worthiness, you know, because faith, okay, side note, because faith is strategic, right? In my estimation, faith is strategic. It's not blind. You have to have some kind of information for that to be a reasonable investment. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You know? But at the same time, there's like elementary kind of superficial ways of applying faith that are like commonly known. But then there's places where you're not even realizing that that's where you need to apply it. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting in the middle of like worry city and shit, you know? And you don't realize like, hey, this is a time to use your faith. You know? Like I'm bored. Oh, but I'm sitting here with a smartphone. Well, let me get in here and entertain myself kind of thing. Sort of so to speak. Okay, that's not to speak about the effects of technology or anything. That's just a mild analogy, right? Okay, cool. So because I get if you listen to something, also this is the gut, like gut feelings. Like listen to your gut. They want to see some more of that. But in order to listen to your gut, you got to trust your gut. Do you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see as the conflict here. And that's what's putting us in the danger of being too nice to people. Trust your gut. If you think something's wrong, right, or you got to do some shit and somebody else going to get their feelings hurt, what's really happening there? You know? Because do they have healthy expectations? You know what I'm saying? Because are they manipulating? Like we were saying earlier in the pre-read, are they really just being manipulative? Or do they really need this extra care? If somebody needs so much extra care that you can't be who you are, then that means it has reached an unhealthy place for whatever reason. They might be the sweetest person in the world, but toxic is toxic. Do you feel me? If you cannot be yourself and do what thou wilt, because why you standing so close to me that if I move, I'm hitting you in the head with an elbow? Why you up on me like that? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, so what could their intentions really be? Do you feel me? Because any healthy person that really cares about you and you're like, okay, I need this. I need space. Or, okay, I got to go do this. You know what I mean? Like, if it's legit, if you have the right to do that, you're not breaking no universal laws. You know what I mean? And you're not truly harming them. Then there should be no problem. I mean, there might be some disappointment or something, but they should not be trying to literally stop you. That should not be happening. That is toxic. Okay? That is toxic. They want you to do what they want you to do. You know what I mean? And that always takes precedent over what you want to do. Always. This is toxic. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, that happens here and there. Here and there. You know what I mean? But you should be able to still be yourself. At any time you can't be yourself, boom. You've reached the toxic zone. Is what I'm getting there. All right, so let's go further, because cut some shit out before it becomes a problem. That's why. Trust your gut. Okay? Trust your gut. That's how you stay healthy. That's how you keep a healthy gut. By trusting it. Oh, that's deep. Oh, I like it. I like it. Interesting. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try that. All right, fantastic. I'll be trying it. I'm going to try it more. All right, let's go deeper. Yeah, see? Destiny. Look. Purpose in life. You see what I'm saying? Bloodline, legacy, purpose in life, destiny. Clear road. Like in the pre-read over here. You see what I'm saying? Clear road. You have a purpose in life. No one is allowed. No one is allowed to stop your purpose in life. If your purpose in life hurts somebody's feelings, their feelings were destined. Dare I say destined to be hurt. Because don't rob these people. You know what I'm saying? Don't rob these people of the karma and experiences and lessons that they are supposed to learn. Do not rob these people by delaying standing up for yourself and validating yourself. They need to know who they're dealing with. They need to know who lives on this planet. It's the children of God. They need to tread carefully and don't tread on me. Hello? Facts. Facts. Don't step. Fine. Step. Don't step on me. That's all I'm saying. And if don't step on me means you're sad, then you're just going to have to be sad. Hello? Right. Right. Burst free from your limiting beliefs, whoever that is. Right. Absolutely. Because, see, listen, God set something out for the children. Do you feel me? The children are not allowed to be delayed. Like when God says, come on in for dinner, you better come on in for dinner, is all I know. And if you're hanging out with your friends and your friends are like, oh, you're just going to listen to your mom, you're just going to listen to your dad, you're a chicken, or whatever the fuck people say nowadays. I'm sure they don't say no shit like that, right? So, but you know, something equal to that. And then you have to assert, excuse me, listening to my parents is fucking paradise. Do you feel me? When the creator is your parents. Do you feel me? It's paradise. Hello? Right. Right. You get to do what thou wilt in a healthy way. Right. Exactly. You get to have an abundant future. Right. So you would have to assert that and not be like, oh, I don't want to hurt so-and-so's feelings. You know, they might be like, oh, come on, can't you stay? Can't you stay and play? You know what I mean? And like, you know, as they keep going, can't you stay and play? Wait, you know, now they pulling on your shirt. Wait. You know, now they throwing fucking thumbtacks in the road. So, you know, your tires bust when you hop on your bike. You know what I'm saying? Like now you're like, well, this is an unhealthy gesture right here. Like you a little bit, you know, protesting too much. You want me to stay here too badly. That you willing to do all of this. You willing to, you know, have me bust my bike, fall off my bike, bust my face open on the pavement just so I could stay here with you. That's not equal care. Like in the pre-read with the Queen of Cups energy. Like that's not love. Secrets of the Deep. What is love? Right. That's not love. So why am I spending my energy caring about hurting these people's feelings when they don't give a fuck if I bust my face open, lose my abundant future, lose my bloodline legacy, close the road to my purpose in life and to my destiny, cut me off from the spirit, from my strength, try to make me weak? If somebody is trying to make you weak, something's wrong. It's toxic. Do you feel me? It's toxic. So, okay. Yeah, so we're building it. If you build it, they will come. Is the sensation that I'm getting here. That's the importance of your purpose. Okay? You have something that you're supposed to build for the benefit of many. Making dreams come true. King of Pentacles, putting it down, keeping peace in the environment. Building. Literally and figuratively. You dig what I'm saying? An environment, I suspect, for the children of God. There's children of God that have to build things for the children of God. Do you feel me? So, you need your strength, children of God. I feel that this being overkind is sapping you of your strength. And it's vampirical. That happened in the priesthood reading. Something was vampirical. Okay? So somebody is some sort of psychic vampire. Or you're feeding them. Or you have a tendency to feed them. Because you don't want to be mean. You know, but you really got to look at the deeper meaning of shit when people are doing shit. Okay. Yeah, see, somebody's sad feelings. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, burst free from your limiting beliefs about them sad feelings. I get a sense of crocodile tears. I get a sense of crocodile tears. Somebody is so sad. Why? Because you're simply not feeding them blood anymore from your fucking jugular vein and shit. You know what I mean? That's really why they're sad. Look like here, you know? And that's what I feel, being too kind is what the children of God have been doing on this planet for hundreds and hundreds of years, possibly thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, who's running this place? Did I say that earlier? Who's running this place? Yeah, because why are you letting obviously toxic motherfuckers run amok on the surface of the planet? Hello? Right. So you're intelligent. You have access to things. Okay, and the ancestors got your back and the creator got your back. You need this self-validation. You're the only one. You're the last holdout. You're the one who's holding back on validating this particular instrument that the creator has created called you. Hello? You're holding this instrument of God back. Is the sensation that I get by not validating your own identity. Trusting your gut. You know what I'm saying? Believing in yourself, believing in your concept of reality and your authority within it. All right, let us go on. That was deep. That was deep. Let us go on. Right, going where demons and angels fear to tread. Here we go again. From the space station point of view. Mm-hmm. Right. Because that's the work. That's the work. Okay, the labor is to rest. That's interesting because in the priesthood reading we was doing too much, but we was doing a lot. And so here's where the a lot is in letting go of this need to be kind to the vampires. Okay? You don't need to be kind to the vampires. Do you feel me? Like even in the Bible, like God says love thy enemy, but nowhere does it say love the devil. Nowhere. Do you feel me? I mean, with all due respect to all of the different people, fingerprints over the years who have been involved in that book. But I think that's meaningful, is all I'm saying. Okay, so you feel me? Right. You got to know where to draw the line. And you got to draw that shit with some authority. All right? Absolutely. And don't worry about it because the ancestors have your back. Now, see, that goes back to what I was saying about sometimes not knowing where to apply the faith. You dig what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't want to do this because then they're going to be hurt feelings and, then I don't want to have to fight with nobody. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, see, now that's where you plug the ancestors in. That's where you leave a little room for the Holy Ghost. Do you feel me? Right. So it's like the practical application of faith. Right. Because what are we sitting here like, going through changes and going through all of these fucking, all of these waves and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. That's not to speak. Well, never mind. I'll let it rock. But we ain't got to be sitting here in no turmoil and no inner conflict about the shit. And that's the work. That's the work. Going where demons and angels fear to tread. Putting the work in. Persevering against all odds. Disappointment energy. Right? Sad. Right? Bursting free of limiting beliefs. That's why I'm saying I think somebody is not that sad. They might try to, they might be utilizing it to prevent the manifestation here of dreams coming true, of this bloodline legacy of you pursuing your destiny. That's really what it is. It's like a, crabs in a barrel situation is the sensation that I get. And you just let them keep pulling you back in on whatever scale. This could just be your thought process, and you go around, you bump around and bump into certain people, whatever, and You know, they think a certain way, they say certain things, and it just makes you feel like, yeah, no, I don't think my idea is going to work. Or, I don't think I'll be that successful that quick, or that this or that, whatever. Or because of this, that automatically means, I can't do that. And maybe it doesn't mean that. Do you feel me? Maybe it doesn't mean that. The point is, that's where you would insert your faith and surrender to the superior power of the spirit on the matter and do the work. You dig what I'm saying? Of asserting yourself and validating yourself and pursuing your destiny, your star. Yeah, see? Grace of God. Right. Yeah, that's what you fall upon. That's what you fall upon if you're tired. Tired of fighting, tired of the conflict, you're tired. You feel me? Do it right now. Fall on the grace of God. Bask up in God's divine grace with this wounded warrior energy. You know what I mean? Like, fall back on love, on the love of God. Because God is a miracle maker, is all I'm saying. God is a miracle maker. God loves you. That's the one person, being, thing that loves you no matter what. Already knows what's wrong with your ass. Already knows what's wrong with you. Hello? Still loves you. Fall on that. Rest on it. Because you got to labor to rest. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is a shifting of polarity. This is a raising of the frequency. This is the sun going into like a different octave kind of thing. And that's being activated also in your third chakra. It's like a sun. It's like a sun inside. Oh, okay. All right. Well, here's a pregnant lady, just saying. Here's a baby. All right. Just saying. But I just feel like here, I mean, a sun like the star, right? Being in your gut, right? And like, that's like a connection. Okay, like an umbilical cord. I don't know. I get off on your floor, people. All right. But it might be some sort of umbilical cord to the universe. At the very least, we're definitely in the space station right now. And, fall on that. Take that in. Plug that in to your third chakra. Do you feel me? Even though, umbilical cord, second chakra, but let's branch out a little bit right now. There's a cord that is available to you, to the children of God, to us, that we can apparently plug in to our third chakra and get recharged from the universe. We need to be in the cradle. Okay, is the sensation that I get. We need to be in the cradle, and what we need to understand, because we don't feel comfortable being in the cradle because it's too much to do, right? Because the war rages on in this card. Okay, but we have to be in the cradle, right? Like the crescent. Hello, right? New moon, new beginning. The new beginning and the shift is shifting us into a space where we are attracting what we want. And it works because what we want wants us. It's set out for us. There's something that belongs to us. There's something that belongs to you. It's yours. God set it out for you. You know what I mean? And so that's where you need to fall back. You can have what you want. You can be restored. You can attract. You don't have to work so hard. Okay? And you're the thing that's holding up the manifestation of that by allowing these vampires to feast on your delicious, pure blood. Do you feel me? Or energy. Get off on your floor. You dig what I'm saying? Obviously. Right, change, shift, Wheel of Fortune, Secrets of the Deep. Okay? Grace of God. How the grace of God can change things, change your fortune. You see what I'm saying? Like when you validate that, when you say, yes, I am connected, the cord is connected, then the creator could just let her rip and load you up with all the energy that you need to assert whatever you need, get past whatever, whoever got to say whatever, they want to fight whatever. The ancestors and the creator can make it so they can't come against you in no meaningful way. All right? And that is why you need, I understand, says the universe, that you're exhausted. Rightfully so, look like here. Okay? But the problems still need to be solved. And you have to admit you can't go any further here on this path in your condition. Is the sensation that I get? Hello? After all of the blood sucking and everything that you allowed. Do you feel me? Because you just didn't want to validate yourself. You was just refusing. I get the sensation. To validate yourself. Okay? Because of the misapplication of this kindness energy. So now you're exhausted. And you can't keep doing this. So now it's time to let God do it. Because won't he do it? I know that's right. Hello? Facts. It's not a game. I know that's right. I can bring to your toes exactly what the fuck you want. And it will work because the grace of God is on the shit. Do you feel me? Like, wait a minute, but I didn't even have to do anything. Right. You're welcome. Right. Right. But wait a minute, I didn't have to work for like 40,000 hours and I have all this money. Wheel of Fortune. Right. Right. The God card, the grace of God. Right. You're welcome, says the grace of God. Absolutely. It's not a game. What you thought. It's the secrets of the deep. Right. Right. So you a little hazy and a little foggy, like, you know, a little bit wiping your eyes like, word? It's like that? Yeah, it's like that, says God. You need to let that happen with the third chakra. You need to affirm and assert to yourself and to whoever needs to know that it's like that. That's what you need to do, because who's running this place? That's why. Hello? You can't let people push over you, push you over. You feel me? You cannot. You're not allowed. And you can't anymore because you don't wore yourself out doing that shit. Okay? So you just can't. You can't process energy like that anymore. You cannot. Like, fuck people feelings, what they think, you know, how you look, what up. It doesn't matter. And nobody has the energy anymore. Let them feel how they want to feel. Give it to God. Let the ancestors handle it. Oh, now they mad. Oh, now they want to ruin your life. Yeah, listen. Let the ancestors handle it, okay? If you want to look into it, watch it like Netflix and then turn the shit off when you're bored. Do you feel me? Don't give that shit no gas. All right? Abso-fucking-lutely. That's what time it is now. Is the sensation that I'm getting? Okay? That's what time it is now. Because we up in the space station. Okay? So see, new world. Exactly. Shift. You see, God can change everything. Do you feel me? You need to validate that, because God has already, I get the sensation. God has already proven herself. You dig what I'm saying? Itself, whatever. Get off on your floor. You feel me? Like you are sure of God. I get the sensation. You are sure of God, but you're not sure of yourself. You know? It's like, you know who people are, you know who the players are, you know the ancestors, you know the devil, you know the this, you know the demons, you know God, you know what I'm saying? But you won't validate yourself. Because it's like Christianity. It's like the misapplication of Christianity. It's like that turn the other cheek shit. We just don't know enough to know if Jesus really said that. I mean, we don't know enough about any of it, do we? But some of the shit rings true. Some of the shit adds up. And some of the shit don't. Do you feel me? And I mean, some of the stories about Jesus just don't add up to turn the other cheek. He turned out the stock market as an adult. I'm sorry, it was the marketplace. They didn't call it the stock market, but that's essentially what it was. And he turned the place out. Hello? This dude wasn't no, oh yeah, go ahead, do your thing. I'm not going to say anything. He was not that guy. So the whole turn the other cheek thing, I don't know. I don't know. Love thy enemy. What does that mean though? But what does that mean? Because can you run a sword through a person and love them simultaneously? I suspect you can. So that's all I'm saying. I don't know. All right. So my point being, I get a misapplication of this over kindness thing. You know, like, yes, kindness, that's the right thing to do. Yes. Being a good person, being good. You need to redefine it. This is a redefinition of what it means to be good. To be a good person. Yes. Yes. You can't continue to do it the way you've been doing it. You're losing energy. It's becoming toxic. That's powerful shit. The respect has to be mutual, period. That's the rules. That's the rules. Healing conversation. 2 of Pentacles. So we got 2. 2 of Swords, 2 of Air. And in my deck, it's about the mutually beneficial conversation. It's about the mutual come up. I give you something that benefits you. You give me something that benefits me. That's what happens here. And the information is healing to us both. Do you feel me? All right. And it's not a game. It's not a game. What you have to offer, God made sure there will be an abundant amount of welcome to whatever that message or mission is. All right. So I get the sensation you need to allow God to love you. Allow it. All right. Have some mutual respect with yourself. I get the sensation. Care about how you feel. Emotional connection. Care about how you feel. It's not really a game. You don't really have an option here. You know? And it's a good thing to do. Side note. You know what I'm saying? And it's beneficial. It's a new world. This is going to happen. Okay? This is going to happen. You should allow the Creator to change your fortune. By standing up for yourself because God made you. You don't have the authority to allow people to abuse your kindness. You don't have the authority to let them abuse your kindness. Do you feel me? Because then you fucking up. Right. Right, because they don't like it. Right, because we in the space station. Right, because this is the big picture. Right. Okay, let us move on. Right, and we in space here too, watching the new world being born. Hello? Right. And then here, abundant future. Right. All right. Burst free from your limiting beliefs now. Burst free. That's fantastic. Okay, go on. Right. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands energy, determination, purpose, purpose driven. Okay, we're living the purpose driven life here. Personal power, self-esteem. That's what's happening in the 3rd chakra. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's like, speaking of the cradle and the crescent, that's like the crib of the ego. That's where the ego lives. It need to be posh in there, says the ego. This is where the ego lives, in the gut. It has a function, people. It has a function. It's connected to your higher self if you let it be, is the sensation that I'm getting. And that's where it lives. The ego lives here in your gut. The part of you that says, no, this, I don't like this. This doesn't work for me. It's not good for me. Right? The ego's supposed to be like your guard dog. It's your pit bull. To make sure a motherfucker stay in check, it got to be checks and balances up in this universe. Who's running this place? Do you feel me? Starting with you, priesthood, children of God. You feel me? Humanity. Right. Who's running this place? That's where this energy lives as well. Okay, so when it comes up from the root chakra and it gets past the animal level, right? Now it's starting, the animal is getting to be intelligent. Okay? Like now it's not just a wild animal. It actually understands protocols. It understands sounds. It understands your words. Like sit, no, get up, get them. You come here, you get that, get the ball, whatever. Okay, that's the ego. It lives here and it expects to be living posh up in the third chakra. Because the ego will have nothing less. Do you feel me? So you see what I'm saying? Because essentially you're sending your ego energy, your guard dog, over here to guard these vampires. Right. What are you doing that for? Why are you guarding the vampires? You're blocking them from getting their karma. Right? Meanwhile, you're suffering from a lack of blood or oxygen in the blood or, or your foot hurt or, your shoulders hurt or whatever, your head hurt, whatever hurt. That's because you're feeding these vampires. Yeah. You need your energy. You need your energy so that you can do what God tell you to do and get what you want out of life. I get the sensation there's people you might care for that simply don't deserve to share in your abundant future. And I know that's difficult to deal with, and maybe even if you could get past that, like I would love to be rid of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you could get past that, you are still not validating yourself. Okay. I said it fancy. Okay, you're still not validating yourself, and letting yourself have it, letting yourself walk away and build this posh third chakra energy. Let yourself live posh. Let that start manifesting here, making dreams come true. Let that start manifesting. And if they're sad, because maybe you didn't want them to miss this. Maybe you were trying to, here, just a little more blood, out of my vein, okay? Hopefully that'll get you to the level you need to be and then we could get out of here. No, they can't go. They're not ready. They're not ready. And frankly, if you keep feeding them and nourishing them with your blood, you're delaying the inevitable. They're never going to learn. You have to starve them. That's how you handle it, because who's running this place? God is behind it all. All right? Amen? I know that's right. Big picture up in here. Connecting the dots. Something is telling us. Gut feeling. Right? Gut feeling, what we want. And here, what we want wants us. Long-term harmonious relationship here. All right? So I get a sensation that you know what you want. You dig it? You know you want to take over this world. You know you hear God talking to you. You know what I mean? You know you're getting the sensation and the idea that your purpose is bigger than anybody can understand right now. Especially these vampires. You know what I'm saying? You have to pursue your mission. And I get the sensation you know it. Well, I don't know if you knew where to get the energy from, because I see the wounded warrior here. Okay, if you're anything like me, you might be like, okay, how do I get that done? You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so I get the cord that's coming from God, plug that into your solar plexus. So do whatever energizes the solar plexus. And make sure that there's no fangs in your neck and nobody's sucking your blood. Also, assert yourself. Take up space is the sensation that I get. Take up space as so long as it's legit. You know what I mean? Now, of course, your haters or your crabs in the barrel or your vampire people, they might get upset and disagree with your right to take up whatever space. That's their problem. God will handle it. Surrender to God. Surrender to the ancestors. Here. That's where your strength has to come from. You know, God give me the strength kind of thing. Absolutely. Look, justice. That's it. Be determined. Be determined. Justice. It's going to be balanced because you know the math. You know the math. You know what I'm saying? Believe yourself. Don't believe somebody else's math to be kind to them or, all right, I'm going to give you that one. Don't give nobody nothing. Hello? Listen, if people have a legitimate argument, they should be able to hold their own. Do you feel me? If you get to the end of the argument, I mean, this is in my assessment, okay? So, all right. If you get to the end of the argument and there's no clear way to prove to the other person that you are correct in your assessment and they are wrong in their assessment, if you get to that wall right there, then you have to simply assert yourself. Well, look, this is what I think it is. And so I'm going to behave like this about it. That's it. They can disagree with that all day. It is what it is. They can't tell you you don't have the right to decide and make up your own mind about what you're going to do and what you think. Period. It gets to that place and then there's no more need to be in conflict about this. We're clearly in disagreement with one another. All right. So because you think what you think, you do you. Because I think what I think, I'ma do me. I'm not trying to stop you from doing you. Don't come over here and try to stop me from doing me. That's fair enough. Now, if somebody go beyond that, that's the vampire. Hello? And then you know you need to get out your fucking cross and your holy water. You dig what I'm saying? Facts. Facts. You know? But you turn it over to the creator. That's how you meet your obligation. You have an obligation to the creator. Yep. That's the law. That's the law right there. That's justice. Meet your obligations. Everything's going to be fine. You need to be worried about what the creator thinks. That is the sensation that I'm getting. You need to be worried about being kind to God and what God thinks is important. Hello? And everybody else can go take a fucking flying leap. That's the sensation that I'm getting here. And where you are concerned about the conflicts that may crop up from that because they feel in a way, that's what you turn over to the ancestors by whatever means that you must. You dig what I'm saying? Like do some rituals. You know, physically leave the location if they're there and they're pursuing conflict. Physically leave the location. At least for a time. You dig what I'm saying? File some paperwork if you need to file some paperwork. Like whatever, burn a candle. Like I don't know what you need to do. Of course, burn a candle. Definitely burn a candle if you can. But my point is give it to the ancestors quite on purpose. Quite out loud. Quite specifically. You dig what I'm saying? Because we're asserting who we are and who we want to be. So we can set a course toward our goals. You need to focus on the goal. Determination. Big picture. Meeting our obligations. Okay? Right relationship. Karmic law. Balanced. Righteous. In right relationship with God. Listening to your gut. The ancestors, you the ancestors boo. They might be invisible. You might not see them, but they got your back. Hard. Do you feel me? You need to listen to your gut about that. You know, because you probably know that. But there's in those dark places, in those little corners, dark corners that still exist. You got to get the light of God up in all those dark corners. All that got to be cleaned out. All of that has to be looked at and reflected upon. You dig what I'm saying? because you got to make room and make it posh. Do you feel me? It has to be posh in there. It can't be no dirt and, cobwebs in the corner. Got to get all that out. All right? Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, look. Tower. Cutting out some shit before it becomes a problem. You know you need to do that. I get the sensation because here something is telling us. Okay? Something is telling us. So, balancing these scales is going to cause some kind of tower. I'm going to guess to the vampires. And this is going to clear, because here we're clearing some things out. It's like you're being washed clean, they say, when you're in right relationship in the tower card. You're being washed clean. So it's like a process of removal, cutting out some shit before it becomes a problem. Process of removal so that you can be renewed, right? And have a new beginning and rebuild. Okay, so the Emperor figure, the Empress figure, Two of Cups energy, God is behind it all, big picture. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Justice. And we booze together. Okay, right here. So this is confident that we are loved by God. Also having a physical representation of emotional connection. You feel me? Third chakra, emotions. You feel me? Making dreams come true, living posh. The Creator, changing your fortune. Okay, so there's many flaws to this. There's many ways to be living posh. Do you feel me? Meeting the obligation. That's how you live posh. Okay, because who's the obligation really to? The obligation is to God. God is behind it all. Okay? So as you do work and as you build your life purpose, you need, in physical reality, you need to understand every step of the way as you have to calculate and make moves and, avoid conflict or whatever that you're doing, avoiding conflict, yet still stepping forth and going where demons and angels fear to tread, still being driven and moving forward, but at the same time, flowing like water on some level, you know what I mean, around the rocks. And then keeping it moving. Whatever the Creator wants you to do that and to pursue your destiny, you need to understand it's not just your idea. It's bigger than you. Because we're in the space station. Right? And who's running this place? So you see what I'm saying? The Creator is positioning you. And she needs you to really come online about this thing. This whole, self-validation thing, being overkind thing. She needs you to work that out. Because she needs you to be focused on moving forward. Hearing what she's telling you. You dig what I'm saying? Because big picture, also somebody, the little birdie's in her ear telling her the secrets behind it all. You dig what I'm saying? Telling her what dots connect where, what's happening out there. And she just has to sit there and the birdie brings her all the information that she needs. Attracting what you want. You see what I'm saying? Like you ain't got to work that hard. The hard work is within. And defying the idea of doing without. Defying martyrdom. Defying the idea that you have to wait or delay or you can't have what you want or it's going to hurt someone's feelings or anything that is an anti-thought to this mission, to this bloodline legacy, to what God has set out for you to do and to have. Anything that goes against that is a problem. It's going to be a tower to that. It has to be cut out before it becomes a problem. Any further of a problem. Like before we get to the tower, can you be confident that God loves you? Okay? Especially with the wounded warrior who can't go any further doing it like he's been doing it. So that's definitely leading to a tower right there. If we don't take control and start understanding that we need to be living posh up on this planet. Okay? And that's the children of God that I'm talking about. Okay? We need to be asserting ourselves and asserting our authority in the environment. by building and receiving our bloodline legacy, which the planet is a part of that. Okay, look, whole new planet. That's our planet. It's coming. Okay, absolutely. The pillars is coming too. That's coming too. All right. So let me look at the date real quick. Okay, it's the 19th. Right. Right. So I think tomorrow, by the way, yeah, I said we're going into Aries tomorrow. Yeah. So we got to start our pillar building. Okay. The first pillar is self-love. That's the first pillar, and that's ironic because that pillar will be how we plug in the cord. I've decided that pillar will be how we plug in the cord to God on this planet. We're building a world for the children of God to live in peace on the planet Earth. Okay, Earth with an F. And then people have to worry about the new rules. I don't want to say worry, but that's they'll have to consider that. They'll have to worry about they don't want to hurt our feelings. They're going to have to worry about they don't want to disappoint and anger us because of what we might do. Okay? So that's how it's going to go down in this new world. Do you feel me? All right? So I hope that information helps somebody. All right? I really do. For more deep-ass readings, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell on your way out. Pick up a copy of Discriminating Wisdom. Make sure you're out here discriminating wisely. And I'll see you again here soon, party people, behind the black veil.